I started in 1960 with local radio news at WIRE. We had no news department at the time, really. We had one corvair that was our news unit. Then our joke in the newsroom was, we have news that is unsafe at any speed. but at least we were starting then, and by the end of the decade we had a full staff and all the trappings we needed. We didn't really begin to do our own local news until the news units and they discovered that news was profitable. That's what happened. I think that it became a very good business model, and through that entire decade, television news especially became very lucrative. Television for me was something that I wanted to attain. I wanted to get there because I thought that was where the action was. That's where all of the attention was at the time. The audience obviously was huge at the time. We only had several channels, not several hundred channels like we have now. So television news was what everybody aspired to at the time, including myself. Finally, I was approached by Wish TV because one of the anchors was leaving, and I didn't really want to come over as an anchor person because it scared me to death. I had not faced a camera before. I had not tried to read off copy before. This is before teleprompters. And trying to make eye contact with the camera and act natural and converse with the audience, that was a big challenge. It still is. When I came over, I was pretty much thought I'd be like a backup or something like that, or be even writing documentaries or something, editorials or something. But no, I came in as an anchor at about 28 or 9 years old, so I didn't have a lot of seasoning back then, just radio work. This was all brand new to everybody. Television news was in its infancy then, and it was, you didn't have to have it done good, have it done Tuesday. That was about it. Your deadlines were tight, and we had 6 people in the Wish TV news department when we started in the 1960s, mid-60s. So imagine that, 6 people. Anchor teams are more than that now.
And you haven't been able to find the other service revolver yet?
No, one service revolver is still missing.
Okay, thank you, Captain.
We made stuff up as we went along. If it worked, it worked. If not, at least we got it done. Such a different time. It's hard to explain now how different it was because it was so new. Now we take it for granted. We turn on the television anytime we want to, and there's news. Back then, it was a big deal. You're waiting breathlessly for that film to come up from the processor so you could write your story and have film on the air. And you pretty much were just wondering if it was going to work or not. Sometimes it did, sometimes it didn't.
The Vice President's speech here today was an emphatic defense of the coming elections in South Vietnam. He said the election of the military ticket of Key and 2 is not a sure thing, and he defended and defying. Let me try it again.
When I see the old clips, I wonder, who is that kid? And what's he doing on television? Because I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't ready. I don't think anybody was. It was so new. It was so. You see teleprompters today, and you read directly into a camera, and the teleprompter copy moves in front of the lens, and most people probably realize that. Back in those days, we had a typewriter that typed up specially large copy for a teleprompter, and we put it on a conveyor belt that ran the copy under a camera that was mounted down looking at it, which was then transmitted to another television set mounted on top of a camera. Looked like a battleship coming at you when you were reading on the air. That was our teleprompter. So the trick then was to find out how to read into the camera and cheat a little bit above it where the copy actually was. We were learning as we went.